we're on a really good run of form. 8 goals in 3 games, 3 clean sheets, and it's probably all going to come to a crashing halt today because we're playing Man United. Only second team in the Premier League. My name's FM Jellicoe, and this is the Palace March, episode 26. We're on a really good run. Plus, we had to let a couple players go, but we're bringing a couple players in. Plus, I made an offer for a player that I'll have to show you here in just a second. So, first, the wins and the non-win, or non-loss if you prefer. We went to Stoke after playing Tottenham. We absolutely thrashed them 5-0, and that is after Kamara got sent off in the 76th minute for a second yellow card. Goals in the second and third minutes. It was literally, I blinked, and we were up 2-0. Milivojevic had a goal in the 12th minute. Song had a goal in the 18th minute and then tacked on the final one in the 56th minute. I really slowed it down the second half of the game. It really doesn't show it here. Why this keeps reverting back to that, I'm not quite sure. We were just absolutely fabulous. I mean, the lowest score of the game was a 7-3, and that was amongst the starters. And even Vokins and Vakari and Burkhart, when they came on, were pretty good. We had 20 shots, 8 on target. They had 11 shots, 5 on target. They just could not get anything done. I think once they were down 2-0 in the first 5 minutes, they kind of sat back. They dared us to try and bring it on even more, and we did. This was a really good win for us. The only drawback was Kamara got sent off on a double yellow card. If I feel, I'll look at the foul. If it's warranted and you got sent off on a double yellow card, it's a week's salary. If it's a straight red card, and I agree with them, it's 2 weeks' salary. If I don't agree with them, it's still a week's salary. I mean, you got sent off. You're not just going to get a warning. I don't care who you are. That's just me personally. Kamara pitched a fit. But you know what? Double yellow card, dude. Come on. And that's after I told him to calm down at halftime. We were then away at Arsenal. This was a hard-fought 0-0 draw. And I really thought we had a chance after Torreira went out with the injury. And that really didn't work out. Arsenal was on the attack all game. 28 shots, 16 on target. We had 13 shots, 7 on target. The defense was absolutely fabulous. Onana with a 7-5, Sablik with a 7-5, Vakari on a 7-2. Santos was about the only weak link on a 6-6, but Vokins picked up his slack on a 7-5. We just had a really solid game. I'm kind of upset we couldn't get anything across the goal line. We had our chances, but I'll take a 0-0 draw, especially to a team like Arsenal, who was a place behind us. If they had won, they would have moved ahead of us. That could have been bad. We then followed it up by beating West Brom at home 3-0. Again, another solid game. This time, Borja Mayoral, a brace of goals, first and 59th minutes. Ruggiero had a goal in the 49th minute. We did to West Brom what Arsenal did to us, except we scored. 27 shots, 13 on target, huge possession advantage. They had 12 shots, 3 on target. They had a couple chances at the end of the game to try and make something of it, but Onana was stout between the sticks. The defense was absolutely on form. Vokins and Sablik both on 8.0s. Santos a 7.5, Vakari a 7.8. It was nice to see Bayoro get a brace of goals and a player of the match. He was really good up front. This was well done. We're on a good winning streak. We're on a good performance streak. And it's brought us to 4th in the league, 3 points ahead of Liverpool, 4 points ahead of Man City and Arsenal. Southampton, the 7th and 8th place, that's the splitting point. Southampton's 10 points behind Arsenal. Unless they get hot and one of these 4 teams absolutely falls off a cliff, I think this is going to be the final 7 teams going into the end of the season. Transfer window-wise, this happened before the transfer window officially opened, but Carlo Bartolek went to Hajduk Split for £925,000, going up to $1.2 million. Wayne Hennessy came to me and asked me for more playing time. I told him I didn't see him getting it here, but I'd arranged for a transfer for him. Renz? It's my dog drinking in the background there. Sorry about that. Wayne Hennessy went to Rennes. Went to Rennes for £675,000. Timo Sabawale wanted more playing time. I told him I'd send him out on loan, and he went to Blackburn. And then Jairo Riedewald ended up going to Napoli. He wanted a new contract, and I told him no, and he got upset. The reason I told him no was I had just signed him to a contract 18 months ago, and he was earning good money. He wanted outrageous money, like 170,000 pounds a week money, and he's good. He ain't no 170,000 pounds a week good. He was making just under that here. I want to say I'd have to go back to a previous save and look, to be honest with you, but he wanted like 100% increase in his salary, and it just wasn't happening here. I put him out on loan. His value was 19 million, I want to say. It's gone up to 21 since he moved to Napoli. There were a bunch of teams that came in for like 4.3, 4.5. Napoli and a couple other teams came in at 11 and 12. I got Napoli to go to 13 this year, up to 17 million. That's all appearance based, international and appearances for the team. And I am positive we're going to see all that. I'm not upset I let him go, but at the same time, I kind of felt I had to, because was becoming a really good locker room presence. But after I refused to sign him to that outrageous contract, he was really starting to bring the team down. And I got Volkins in as a replacement player on loan. He's doing a credible job. I've got a couple offers out there for a couple other players who can come in and eventually take his spot. So I felt comfortable doing it. Kyan Flanagan wanted more first-team playing time, so he's out at St. Johnstone's. On the ends, Herman Mendana, which I'm almost positive I'm saying that properly, comes to us from Cerro. Part of the youth movement here. 1.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He's got potential. I felt okay paying what I did. I'm almost positive if it doesn't work out, I can at least make that much back if I have to sell him on. It's possible he could see some first-team playing time in the rotation in the future. I've got him here for 5 years. We'll see what happens. Brett Sayers is also part of the, hey, let's bring in a youth player, see what happens. 1-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. This is a disagreement between my coach and scouts. My coach says he's 3.5-star. My scouts say he's 4.5-star. I tend to believe my scouts because they're really freaking good. I'll show you that here in just a second. He's got some potential, nice physicals, pretty good technicals right now. And the mentals aren't bad either. Comes in on a free. He was at Cefen on an amateur contract. So I picked him up. Santiago Asca... I can't pronounce that last name. Santiago Ascabar? Tell me below how to pronounce that, because Lord knows I don't know how. Comes to us from Stuttgart. I wanted some depth on the defensive midfield and midfield lines, even though I don't play defensive midfielder all that often. Comes in as a natural ball-winning midfielder. Also plays a credible box-to-box midfielder in Carolero, which is what I was looking for. I like Milivojevic. He's getting old, and I can tell he's getting old because he's starting to make a lot more mistakes. Last year, he had 13 yellow cards. This year, I think he's already on 11. He's 29 years old, going on 30. He's the team captain. I wanted a credible replacement for him. I wanted somebody who could come in and get starts for him, and somebody who could come off the bench and replace him and not lose anything in quality. Santiago fits that bill perfectly. Really good physicals, really good mentals. I love the aggression, the anticipation, the bravery, and the determination. Those are fabulous. His technicals are great where they count. We paid a little bit of money for him, $18.5 million, going up to $23 million, but I think that's money well spent. Then Felix Wiedwald, Felix comes to us from Frankfurt, 2.5-star current ability, 2.5-star potential ability keeper. I had to bring him in because of the whole Savic debacle. Savic is the goalkeeper I brought on loan last year, extended his loan this year, and he did not qualify for a senior permit. He qualified for an under-23 permit. So he's been playing a lot of the under-23 games, and he got some time in the Cup and Carabao games. His coach is absolutely mad at me because I told him he'd be part of the rotation and wants me to get him first-team playing time. I can't get him first-team playing time, and I can't terminate his loan, which is really kind of annoying. So with Hennessy leaving, I needed a credible backup on the bench, and Felix was the best available for the money. He's here for a couple of years. I can get him in on the tutoring side of things. He will help out there. Solid keeper, good for a couple of starts. if Onana gets injured and he's my first team keeper, we could be in trouble. But, you know, for the money I invested in him, he's definitely a solid buy. Got a couple offers out there on a couple potential replacements for Riedewald, but as those have not gone through, I'm not going to show you that yet. What I am going to do, though, is set my best 11 and bench for the Man United game, and we are going to come back with that in just a minute. I did want to show the totals, though, before we got to that. So far, we have spent $91 million, and we've sold $96 million. Man United has made as much money selling 3 players as we have selling all of ours. And that's before they sold Paul Pogba for £163 million. I wish I was making that up. Well, today we are at Old Trafford playing our 4-3-3. Onana in goal. Vokins, Vakari, Santos, and Sablik as the defensive back 4. Ledeni, Tonali, and Askabir. Felix. I need to change his name to Felix. Santiago, that's his name. Santiago. Oh, grief. And Mayoro, Gubbles, and Ajeti up top as the strikers. Gaia with a corner kick in. Knocked away, but Lindelof runs it down. Out to Dyer. Back to Lindelof. Back to Dyer. Out to Alexis. Vokins couldn't get there in time. Knocked away, but Wanyama's there. All the way out to Gaia on the left. He charges forward, takes a shot, pushes it right. Now, half hour in, we've had 1 shot, but we're holding our own defensively. 10 shots, 3 on target for United. Well, 2 shots for us now. Gaia with the throw-in to Martial. To Dyer. Across the field, but Vokins intercepts it. Sends it up to Goebbels, but Lindelof is there. Linetti. Up into space. Can Ajeti run it down? He can. Cross it to Goebbels, and he scores. Well done. The dog's making strange noises in front of the desk. That's really kind of odd. Holy cow, is it rainy? North London. Go figure. I take that back. Manchester. Go figure. Nice volley by Goebbels. That was well done. De Gea had no chance to stop that. Okay, what was Mayoral doing there? That was interesting. Vokins just got sent off. Mother. I do not have a replacement for him yet. The one player I could least afford to lose just went off on a double yellow. Sablik can kind of sort of play left back. So he is going to go there. We're going to bring Mayoral off. I really don't want to. We're going to bring Mepham on the right side. Take the team down to cautious. Our fingers crossed that we can hold on. Well, 15 shots, 3 on target for United, 3 shots, 1 on target for us, but our 1 went across the goal line. I have to change some things up tactically here. Well, we're wasting time. We're holding on to the ball. We slowed the tempo down. Gaia with a free kick from well outside the box, and Martial equalizes. 50 seconds into the second half. Now, Custer had a plan too. We brought the defensive lines almost all the way back. We're playing defensive now. If we can keep them to a draw, I will be happy with that. 75 minutes into the game. It's still a 1-1 draw. Oh, Lopez with a corner kick in. Oh, nice save by Onana. To Vakari, who holds the ball up to Tonali. Just lump it forward, back to Onana. Nice. To Cancelo, who drives forward, up to Martial. Drives forward. Oh, left. Oh, that was a nice shot, but it was wide. Barely. Okay, Linetti is tired. We're going to bring Benasser on for him. Is there anybody else who's low? Santos just picked up a knock. We're going to have to bring on Tompkins for him. 5 minutes left. Can we hold out? Lopez with a corner kick in to Bailey at the top of the box. To Paqueta. Drives left. Off the wall. Paqueta gets the rebound. Back out to Lopez. Centers it to Lindelof. Top of the box. And his shot's wide right. Well, not wide right, but it was right enough. Probably 5 minutes of extra time. Oh, 3 minutes. Nice. Gubbles. Dispossessed by Bailey. Up to Wanyama. To Paqueta. To Brozovic. Over to Martial. And that is the game. Oh, yes. Well done. Except for you, Jake Vilkins. Guess what's coming your way? My assistant told them, well done, lads. You just proved a lot of people wrong in avoiding defeat. Santiago and Linetti switched off. What the heck, guys? We'll come back for the press conference in just a bit. He's been banned for one match, but he's not my player. He's on loan, so that's probably why I can't find him. Unbeaten in 7 games. We're doing really well. The draws against Arsenal and United are going to be huge. I don't know why my voice went up like that. Looking at the schedule, we're going to come back for Tottenham. They are currently ahead of us by like 2 points. Yeah, they're ahead of us by 2 points. We've got Liverpool coming up next. They're behind us by a point. So this next month of games in February is going to be telling. Now, in looking at that, Fulham is probably going to be a trap game. They're at the bottom of the table. They're fighting relegation. So chances are a win streak's going to come crashing to a halt against them. Fingers crossed, as many of them as I can and still operate the mouse. That won't happen. But man, have we been on some good form. Should have a couple more player moves to close out the end of the transfer window as well. Finance-wise, we're doing okay. We're still losing money. Not exactly hand over fist, but we're losing money. We've got a decent amount of money left in the transfer budget. We've got a little bit of wiggle room left on the wage budget and the scouting budget as well. The one thing I was able to do was go to the board and get them to increase the number of scouts we have. So we can get up to 16 scouts now. I've got a couple that I think should be coming in that will only help us in our search for the youth movement. Oh, speaking of youth movement, let me see. This is a player I found in Brazil. 17 years old. Holy cow, does he look good. I mean, his physicals are already that good at 17. The determination's nice. The vision is nice. He's already got 13 passing and 12 technique. I made an offer for him, and I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. They're asking $900,000. He wants to leave the club. So, make an offer. This is the offer I made for him previously. Okay, I can go for that. We've got the money. And I get this. He's not interested in entering contract negotiations with my club. He feels he won't get the first team football he desires. I guarantee you, he will get the first team football he desires. This is annoying. I mean, I know I'm pretty stacked in the midfield. I admit that. But I will make space for Fagner. Believe me, I would make space for that on my team. So anyhow, he's on the short list. If he's not here next year or year after, I'd like to get him here eventually. I think he has definitely got potential. I've had my best scout on him for a little while now. And if my best scout says he's at 71%, then I believe my scout. Anyhow, Tottenham up next. Fingers crossed, we'll still be in Champions League contention. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments. I know we were kind of all over the place at the end here. Be that as it may. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave them down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name's FM19. I thank you for watching.